This video is brought to you by
Cool Grain Clothing. We done gone worldwide and we coming straight out of Baltimore. Come on down, shop with us at 215 West Saratoga Street. And if you can't come and shop with us in person, go online right now at coolgrainclothing.com and make your purchase. Oh yeah, and by the way, if you ain't cool and getting the green, you're in the way, and that's just basic.
What's going on, YouTube fam? It's your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of the Baltimore Way, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. Definitely watch this video to the end so you can hear the full story and all the details in the case. For my day one fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Oh yeah, feel free to share the channel with your peoples. Everybody is welcome. With that being said, let's get right into the story. One thing we all know is, in life, you have to deal with and interact with other people, even if you don't want to. Whether it's at work, the cashier at the grocery store, or just being out and about and somebody strikes up a conversation. Most people don't mind chopping it up with others from time to time, even though we all have different personalities and mindsets. Sometimes though, the more you interact with a person, the more you realize, like, I really don't like this individual. It could be the way they move, the way they talk, which is completely fine, as we are all different and everybody has their crowd, even if they are not your cup of tea. You can simply just brush that person off and keep it moving. But sometimes it's not that easy. I'm sure we have all had a coworker we don't like who we got to see every day. You think to yourself, I hope I can keep my composure and this person don't make me zap out and lose my job. Or worse than that, a neighbor you don't get along with. Being that your home is supposed to be your place of peace and your sanctuary. It's always frustrating to live by someone who likes to provoke people, whether something petty as playing music too loud, having company over, blocking your parking spot. Some people don't even like kids being on their property. But it gets tricky when you got to coexist with a person you don't get along with. While some might be grown enough to respect each other's wishes and boundaries and come to a mutual understanding, others will push the issue just to keep antagonizing a person, but just keep building on the situation. And for every action you take, you just never know how the next person will take that or respond. And on this episode of the Baltimore Way, we'll be discussing the case of an argument between neighbors that turned into a father and son home invasion. Back in 2024, 22-year-old Travis Braxton was a young man navigating life in Baltimore. He had his own spot in the 4300 block of Sheldon Avenue in Northeast Baltimore. A pretty laid-back block where for the most part it was quiet and everybody got along. Travis' neighbor was a young woman who we will call Tracy for the sake of the story. It stated that the two got along at first, but somewhere in the mix, things went left, and the neighbors will often have petty back and forth disagreements. Being that their homes were so close, it really wasn't a way to avoid each other. Tracy was pregnant and would often hang out front to get fresh air or just been on her front porch talking on the phone. Travis' father, 44-year-old Larry Braxton, had moved in about 2 months prior and was living in the basement. Larry was trying to stay out the way and be a better father after being jammed up early on in Travis' life, going to jail for guns and drug charges. But now they will often hang out to build their bond. On October 13th, 2024, it was a cool fall day in Baltimore. Travis and Larry were both at the home on Sheldon Avenue, and Tracy was home next door as well. Later on during that day, Tracy and Travis would encounter each other, and for whatever reasons, end up in a full-fledged argument outside their homes. As Larry saw what was going on, he told his son to cool out and insisted he come in the house, and which Travis did. But not too long after that, the two heard a loud bang, and then they heard glass shatter. When Travis looked outside, he realized Tracy had threw a brick at the door, causing the glass to break. Now mad, the father and son decided they would walk over and confront the woman. But Tracy had went in the house and locked the door, causing the men to gain entry by force. While one kicked down the door, the other came through a window. Seeing that the situation was getting real, Tracy attempted to run upstairs, but seconds later, multiple shots went off. People on the block that heard the commotion called BPD, who responded to the neighborhood. As they entered Tracy's home, they found the woman suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. She was barely conscious. As she was rushed to a local hospital, fortunately, she was pulled through after surgery and was able to give police a rundown on what happened that day. She claimed she had an argument with her neighbor. Mad, she reacted and got a brick, not thinking it would do much damage, but when it broke the glass, she then tried to retreat into her home. That's when she heard banging and saw the neighbor and another man come in. She tried to run, but she was shot. She didn't know which man shot her though. With that statement, police went and looked for Travis. It wouldn't take long for them to locate the young man. He was taken in for questioning. He admitted after the argument with his neighbor, him and Larry, who he identified as his father, went to Tracy's home. He thought they would just go in and scare the woman, but he stated he was shocked when he heard shots go off. Even though police realized he wasn't the shooter, Travis was still taken into custody, charged with attempted first-degree hit. But Larry was in the win, now on the run, adding him to the Maryland's most wanted list. A search of the father's and son's home revealed handgun clips and also over 20 bags of smack. Being that Larry was a convicted felon and the items was found in the basement where he was staying at, that was more charges the man was racking up. Larry was able to shake and bake for about 2 months until January 2025. He was arrested, taken into custody, pointed to as the trigger man. He was charged with attempt and possession of a handgun by a felon. It's not clear whether the charges stuck to Travis or not because he wasn't the shooter. But Larry was offered a plea deal a few months ago to cop out to all charges in exchange for a life sentence, all suspended, but 30 years on the attempt, and another 20 years for the use of a firearm by a felon and commission of a violent crime to run concurrent. He told them that was a no-go and decided he would pick 12. The case is set to go to trial in August of this year, and Larry is innocent until proven otherwise. Fortunately, unlike many other cases, nobody lost their life in this situation. I don't know why Travis and Tracy stayed at each other's necks, but it's just a reminder of how fast situations can escalate. She was thinking she was just gonna make them mad by throwing a brick and almost lost her life for it. Hopefully, her and her baby are okay. But I want to know y'all thoughts on the situation. Have you yourself ever had to deal with a person that you just didn't get along with on a daily basis, whether a co-worker, a neighbor? If so, how did you maneuver so the situation wouldn't end like this? Let me know your experiences in the comments. Yeah, man, crazy story. Like I said, fortunately, she made out. She ain't lose her life. She good in the situation. I don't know how it's going to play out for Larry. You know, he 44 years old. So a 30-year sentence, that's definitely a life sentence. But I ain't going to talk too much more about this one. Y'all leave it in the comments. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. This is another episode of the Baltimore Way. It's your boy Tony 2 times. Love, fam. I'm out. Yo, what's the word, fam? We got a deal for you so you can get your fashion right this summer to get 10% off your purchase at Cool Green Clothing. All you got to do is click the link in the comments. I'm going to pin it right there for you. Add your items for purchase in the cart. Before you complete your order, type in code 2x10TV to get 10% off your purchase. Again, be sure to tap that link because without that, you can't get your discount. And that's code 2TIMESTV10. We appreciate your love and support.